Alrighty, we're on here late, but late is better than never. So we are here with 105.7 The Phase, your girl Amanda Miller Talks, co-hosted by your favorite girl B. So today we're going to talk about relationships behind the wall, as well as will you hold them down throughout that process, and are you willing to help them rebound, rehabilitate back into society, all that great stuff. It happens every day in this lifetime and will until our end of time on this earth. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about, are you willing? Let's talk about your thoughts on how you feel about that. Yet again, I'm your girl Amanda Miller with Amanda Miller Talks, representation of 105.7 The Phase. And we will, as always, on every Sunday, come into you live at 7. Bring you the hottest topics and talk through it. Love to hear your viewpoint, your opinions on this topic today, and go from there, just as if we do every Sunday on every topic. So let's wait a while, let people get on, and we'll talk about it. So give it just a second. So I see we have one person on. Let's see. Hey, Jamal. Whomever is on with us. We're going to tag in some possibilities just to kind of see. So that's one of the things we're going to ask people to do, is tag and share as they come aboard. 105.7 The Phase live talks every Sunday. So we'll ask you guys to definitely tag and share as you come on. Feel free, as we tag and share, to undo it on your page. We are just tagging and sharing just so that people will know that we are here, and ask that you do the same. So there again, people can always undo our tags. We are just tagging to bring awareness to our topic, and so that you can jump on and join us, you know? So I want to thank you guys yet again for your patience and joining us every Sunday with the and always with my favorite girl, co-hosted by B. Let's see, we got to bring B on camera. So B, let's try it again today. See if you could send me the friend request. I mean, the invite to bring you on. For whatever reason, as we know, it always, for whatever reason, won't let me bring you on. So on my end, so send me the invite so that we can bring you on and get started. So guys, thank you all for joining us today. As we mentioned, I am your girl Amanda Miller Talks from 105.7 The Phase, always co-hosted by my favorite girl B. If you are new to joining us, we are here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Thank you. We are here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Hold on, let me bring B on with us. Let's see.
Yeah, that shit fire.
Last week we had some crazy internet um, issues. So I am going to pray today that we don't have these same crazy technology issues that we had last week. So it says adding, but it just hasn't added her yet. So Chris, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You and Katrina both. Thank you guys. Hey Sharisa, we are here just trying to add B in so we can get started. I'm going to pray we don't have these crazy internet things again. It's saying adding her, but it just hasn't kicked in yet. So for all of you guys that are new to joining us, I'm your girl Amanda Miller Talks with my favorite girl, B, as my co-host. If you have not been on our page, please go back and look at some of our podcasts that we have out there. We're here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Hi, Adrian. So today, what we're going to be talking about is relationships behind the wall. So the question is, we know, whether I'm gonna try to add her in again. So we know, okay, so we know that this happens, men and women, more men than women. But this, when we are on these topics, it's never one sided. So we ask you guys, one, when you come on, tag and share and invite your friends in. We also ask that, once you tag and share, once you go back to your page, if you want to delete it off your page, that's fine. We're just asking you to tag and share and bring in that audience. So as we try to get beyond, I want to kind of just introduce the topic of relationships behind the wall. So we know that more women go through this than men, but as we always say each Sunday, it's never one sided on these topics. So we ask you guys, even the guys, to weigh in and talk to us about your perspective on each of these issues that we talk about each Sunday. So while we're waiting for this thing to try to bring her in, let me ask you guys this question. Are you open to a relationship if someone was incarcerated? Are you open, one, to pen paling? Because that, let's just say that pen paling is meaning that person is already incarcerated, some way somehow y'all interlink and meet, and then it begins that relationship. So men and either side, a woman or a man, so it doesn't matter how we start off this conversation, right? Then I want to know if you were already in a relationship and your significant other went away, if that person was incarcerated, are you willing to hold that person down while they're away? And if and when they get out, we know what society looks like with them rebounding. We know it's hard most times for them to get acclimated back into society. We know that for the most part, in the beginning, they're without jobs. So, are you willing to really take on that responsibility? I'm not gonna say burden. Are you willing to take on that challenge? Let me say that. I see Chris says no. So Chris, kind of tell me why you say no. What's that about? What's your no? Because we as women, we often do it a lot. B, I'm hoping. So my co-host cannot join us today for some reason with this daggone, and I hate that. I'm gonna do this. Because I'm approving it. And we never seem to have such this problem. Um, because it says it's adding you. So maybe see if on your end just shifting to another area may bring you in. I'm not sure. But my co-host says I definitely hold you down. Um I would like to hear from some others of you. I would like to think that I would, if I was with you beforehand. Now I'm not the pen pal type, and I've had, we know that guys that's incarcerated have these phones, and I've had guys to inbox me and things like that. But I'm not the pen pal type. I mean, I don't know you, so, and I don't take the risk on meeting people via internet, nor definitely already incarcerated. But I will say that I would like to think if we were already in a relationship that I would hold you down. Chris said, ain't gonna happen unless you took a charge from me. See, I should have known. So Quavelin says, ain't gonna happen unless you took a charge for me or us. Hey, I like the honesty. If you go back, you'll look on my post, you'll see Let's Talk Unapologetically Real. So we don't sugarcoat on the Melon Miller Talks. Um, we ask that you be real, transparent, raw, and uncut. All the political stuff, that's not what we do here. So I love that. Quavelin. Quavelin said, not unless you took that charge for us, as he's staying down. Hey, it is what it is. Beforehand, yes, otherwise, a strong no. And Adrian says the same as far as the strong no. It's a no from me, Katrina says. And so, hey, great to know. But tell me, guys, some of the whys behind it when you say the no. Because I guess my thing is, okay, you're with this person before they go to jail or prison. So let's talk about prison. Um, and once they're away, what makes you say no, that you're not willing to hold them down? Chris said, because you can't do nothing from me from jail. Hey, great point. But is it all about what a person is able to do for you? Or is it more so the love that you have for that person that you are willing to hold them down? So let's talk about that. Let's see. And I'm just waiting because I'm trying to ask them to join. So give me a second. I just don't know what's going on now. So let's see. So the way the So Quevelin says the way my sex life is set up. And I think that's a lot to do with it. That's why I say let's talk unapologetically real. Because I think that is a huge driver for a lot of people. And even though I did say yes, if we were in a relationship before, that I'm willing to hold you down to a certain extent. But I will be honest. I will be brutally honest with that person, because depending on the length of time you're away, we're already creatures of habit. And when I say creatures of habit, meaning the things we do is the things that we like to continue to do, sex being one. So if your partner is away, there has to be some real conversations about that particular topic of discussion. You know, even if you're intimate with someone while they're away, with the understanding that y'all have talked about that, let's talk about that piece too, because I think that's what a lot to do with it. And I think Chris is right too. You know, yeah, a person can't do anything for you from jail, but truly, is it truly just about what a person can do for you in a relationship? Stacy says physical connection. Is she going to leave me sex partner out here? Okay, I didn't see yours before, Quavelin. Look like the men's are saying the same thing about the sex partner. And you're right. But what I want to ask is this: are you okay, male and female, with your partner being with someone else while you're away? Because she has to be fulfilled sexually, and if it was on the other foot, so he has to be fulfilled sexually if you're away, meaning the female, and she has to be filled sexually while you're away if you're the guy. So let's talk about that. So Katrina says, I'm like the other person, unless they took the charge for us or me, I'm not going to be able to stay down. A real talk. Hey, real talk. I get it. Are people willing to truly take the charge for somebody? And it happens. It happens. And the crazy thing is, if and when it happens, are you truly willing to stay down with that person? And that for the people who says yes, such as Adrian and myself and some others, meaning if you were already in a relationship, how far are you willing to go to kind of help them reacclimate back into society? Because again, it goes back to Chris' statement about not being able to do anything for you. So when they get out, it's a long journey helping them get acclimated back into the world, find a job. You get up every day, you're going to work, they're still at home, you're still the only one footing the bills. So talk to me straight about that. Let's have some straight talk. So Adrian says she wouldn't want to per se start from scratch. I feel like B says, I feel like it does depend on the charge as well. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about these charges. What charge work is for you guys? Like when you say these charges, let's talk about that. I know Trina and Quavelin said unless you took the charge for us, so I guess it means any charge, but B is saying depends on the charge. So are we talking about rape, murder, which is a very great point? If you killed somebody, if you raped somebody, are you willing to truly stay down with that person? No ma'am, just go ahead and live your life. I look you up. So Quavelin said he's not open to his lady being with nobody else if he was away. So remember, my question was, if your partner is away, are you okay with that person being
I
with?
am.
Are you willing to stay down with your mate? And are you okay with that person being with somebody sexually while you're away? So Quavelin said, no, ma'am. Just go ahead and live your life, and I'll look you up when I touch down. Um, and that's real, because if you're not willing for that person to be intimate with someone else instead of the lies, then y'all need to really truly talk that through. Because once that person starts seeing someone intimate, it is so easy for them to fall for that person, while at the same time stringing you along saying, oh, I'm staying down, oh, I'm with you, oh, I'm ride or die, all of that. So let's talk about that. Let me see what else I got. Stacy says then feelings become involved in Stacy's statement, and so she's saying the same thing I just said. Then feelings become involved, which then cause less attention to the person in jail. Absolutely. Because that person is in the now. That person is really there real time, that can fulfill that person's need with everything they truly want while you're away. So we have to be realistic about these things and really just talk it through. It doesn't mean that you don't have love for that person. It just means that circumstances, meaning the judge, has broken y'all up. So y'all might then break up, but really and truly the judge broke y'all up. Or jury, if they took a jury trial, and then the jury broke y'all up. Sharice, I think Star would take a charge for me. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay then. So Quaven, you got it like that. So we need to invite her in. So Quaven says she would want, would you want me to get out of jail? Question mark. So we need Star to get on this call. So hey guys, we're asking you to tag and share this post. Please, if you would tag and share to this topic, so that we can rape and child abuse is gonna be a no for me. So be it saying those type of charge, anything pretty much else, she's gonna hold that person down. Rape and child abuse is a no for her. And I can see that. I mean, child abuse and rape are some strong charges. And you would look at a person a little different and you would be side eye. And be like, so I ain't really know you. So that's really truly how you rock. So I can definitely see that being. And Stacey said, hell no. Hey, Phyllis, thank you for joining. I'm good on you going to serve. I'm good on you going to serve time. That's what Sharisa says. Oh, that's cute. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, so my twin is on here. Thank you, Phyllis, for joining me. We go way back. That's like a sister. Right. It is. The judge broke y'all up. Quite all that jury. Because truly, you might go to court, you might be trying to hold that person down while they're going through their court, while they're going through the trial. But once that verdict comes down, it's just like somebody signed a piece of paper and divorced y'all right then and there. So you have to make the conscious decision on how you're moving in that space. And I've dated people that has gone away and gone to jail. I'm not built like that, but I'm honest. I am truly honest. To now, I haven't been in in a relationship where that person go away, but dating, kind of on a dating scene, and then that person go away. But um, but hey, it is what it is. And that person actually did 15 years. And so let's talk about time frame. So we know we're definitely not gonna be out here waiting on nobody 15 years. But are you willing to send commissary money? Are you willing to put money on books? Are you willing to accept phone calls? Like, what are your limits to what you are willing to do? My son said that's a no. So my son said that's a no, he ain't waiting. Um, let's see, when I hear that number, I'm going to give you that kiss goodbye. Yeah, and that's real talk because that number makes the difference, right? I got 30 days in me max. Okay, that's real talk. That's why I said when we talk about this, let's talk about it being unapologetically real because we may can wait 30 days. Some people may can wait 60 days. You know, some people may can wait a year. 2 years. What if you're willing to wait? What is that looks like for you? And are you willing? If you are willing, are you willing to send monies to put on their books? Are you willing to ensure that they're good? Are you willing to go visit? Because sometimes with federal prisons, these people are away, like not in your same city, right? Are you willing to write letters? Are you willing to go visit? It's a lot to put in someone when they're incarcerated. It just is. I am will look. Phyllis said, "I am will look out for you, but I am going to move on." And that's my thing. Having those conversations to say, "Hey, we were good. We was connected. I like you. You like me. We, even down to love." But having that transparent, true conversation to say, I got you, but I'm moving on, meaning what we talked about that sex thing. Thank you for joining, Carla. That separation is going to be hard no matter what the time, but I can send money. Okay. Trina said she could send some change, some coins. And I think a lot of times when people are incarcerated, they appreciate that. That alone helps them say, hey, that person didn't really kind of leave me stranded. Um, because we were connected, we were good before I went away. So, hey, I'm okay with you sending me monies because it's hard for them. They don't want to be asking their bunk mate for food, for something to go to commissary. They don't want to have to do that. Then now your bunk mate wants some from you because because you got to keep coming to me for money to get your commissary. Hey, dude, you got to pay up some kind of way because I ain't in here to take care of you. So let's talk. Let's just talk real. B said, I'll wait for a good 3, but I definitely put some money on your books after that. Let's see. Pee Wee says, why wait? Really, why are you in jail? I guess I'm only willing to accept for a traffic ticket. And some people will. If you ain't pay them traffic tickets, them folk coming to get you. Cause them folks ain't finna keep looking for you now. They might just put you over at the jail. They may not send you away to the prison, but you may have to do 30 days, 90 days at the local jail. So even down to them going away for unpaid traffic tickets and fines and things like that, and then the punishment is for 30 days, 60 days, are you willing to wait? Depending on the charge. Be depending on the charge. So I'm hearing a lot about depending on these charges. That's my point. I'm not sending no. Chris said he ain't sending no money. Okay, Chris, I gotta understand this. Okay, this your girl. Y'all been down. Please help me understand why you ain't sending that lady no money. That lady got to have some commissary now. And cause like Phyllis said, I might not stay down, but Katrina, one of them said, I might not stay down, but I'll send you money. So please help me understand why you can't send that lady no money. Cause something ain't right about that. Really, the jail supplies they do. They do, cousin. Now Carla said really the jail applies to essential. So you're right. Hey, they do. However, we normally want to still have some sense of normalcy even when we're away. So they still want to kind of feel a sense of having money on their books, like we have money in our pockets on the street. People still want to kind of move a certain way where they're able to go buy their own stuff as opposed to relying on somebody else for the things they want, maybe not the stuff they need, like you just said, Carla. But in our actuality, people just want to move the way they want to move, even behind the wall, and I just want to know, people, if you're willing to wait, let's talk about, are you willing to help that person get acclimated back into society? Like, are you willing to um, really help them be able to look for jobs, look for job leads, because it's really hard for people to get back acclimated, especially our African American men, after they've been away and especially been away for a while. It's going to be hard. And so for women, we're like Chris said, I'm gonna go back to that. Man, I thought I was ready to wait. I waited. We hooked back up. But now, there's nothing that this person can do for me. And there's so many men that out here that can. How are you rocking after that? So B says to Carla, you acting like there aren't different levels to this prison has better quality stuff than your county jails. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The prison does do a little bit better. And then when we talk about federal prison, even down from state to fed, There are levels, and so they do a little bit better even in the federal prison. I would help you get back on the job tip, but I don't know about the relationship. Um, and so Phyllis says, I will help you get back on your job tip, but I don't know about the relationship. So let's talk about the relationship P7. Here's my thoughts, right, guys, about relationships after the fact. Depending on the time you went away, men and women, you are more than likely are going to want to get out in the world, sow your royal oats, try to make up for the things that you've missed. Not that you can make up for time, but let's just be real. A lot of times people do jail talk, and they'll say, oh, when we get out, you stay down for me, I'm a ride for you because you rode for me. But depending on the time, I don't really think people are really ready to just jump out of jail and jump in a relationship. I just really don't. So, you know, Phyllis, you're right. In a sense, yeah, as a friendship and what we had, I will be able and willing to help you through it because the friendship don't have to break up. The judge didn't necessarily break up the friendship. The judge actually broke up the relationship. So, like I said, that's just like signing that divorce ticket when them folks give you your time and your sentence, and especially depending on the length of time that you may be away. I just don't think people jump out and be ready to be right back into a relationship. So what do you think about that? So great point, Phyllis. Dang, I hate my girl can't get on with me today. We're gonna have to practice one day this week. So if y'all see us testing this week, please know we are just testing because maybe it's where I am in the house because it's not bringing her on. And we kind of had this issue last week, so I apologize. Um, yeah, Felix says we can be friends regardless. Cortland said that shit sounds good over the phone. Right. Sound real good now. And if you weak, you'll fall for it. But when that gate open, it's a different thing. Your ass can't come to my house. Well, hold on. Your ass can't come to my house in the world. I was just playing on the phone. See, you showing out on here. You showing out. I agree with my girl Phyllis. Yeah, the friendship doesn't break up. So you can always be real with that person, be transparent, be real, have a conversation, and be like, hey, I don't know if people are willing to take phone calls, but just looking out for them, sending a little money or whatever have you. Once they get out, kind of helping them get acclimated. If you know a job lead or someone that can kind of potentially help that person get back on their feet with a job because we know society or so is double standard. They want people to rehabilitate and get back in the world, but yet the applications ask you about your criminal history, and then once you have one, they close the door. So that's a double-edged sword, and I don't understand that. That's just a topic for another day. But Quaven, you're right. It sounds real good on the phone because, like I told you, I had a person that went away, and it sounds real good on the phone. But I've always been a person to say or to think that you do not want to come out here and be in a relationship. You've already been locked down for and following rules from the jail for so long. How are you gonna come out and want to be locked down again in a relationship? Because there's rules to that too. And so you're gonna want to have some sense of freedom in your life, definitely depending on if you just didn't go to jail for traffic tickets like Pee Wee said. But it's just amazing, guys, that these are things that are really true to life. Um, so my cousin says, Tamika says, I believe if you're married, you'd wait unless he or she has a life sentence. Brings about another topic. I like that. So, guys, let's talk about that piece of it. That's why I asked you guys to weigh in because it brings out some things that maybe someone else had never mentioned, and then we can talk about that. So we started off talking about if you was in a relationship and that relationship behind the wall. But let's talk about it in a sense it's a relationship, but this is a real good tie-in. If you married, what do you do? If you don't have a life sentence and you're married to that person, are you going to the courthouse? Are you looking to get a divorce? What is it that you are willing? Are you still willing? Is it still a strong no for you? What does that look like if you were married? It really depends on the Star says it really depends on the person and the relationship you had before jail. All right, so that links back in to Tamika's statement about marriage. So a lot of people that's on here that are talking about, because we started out talking about relationships, meaning if you were just seeing that person. But her thing is, if you were married to that person, what's your next move? She says if it's not a life sentence. So guys, so if I'm married, you stay. Okay. Did you see the statement that Quaglin said? Quaglin's comment was, um, unless somebody took a charge for him, he can't stay. He ain't staying down. But he said he believes somebody somewhere along the way, and I won't call no names because I ain't missing. He said he believed that person is willing to take the charge for them. So, hey, I want to know what that person think, and you ain't heard it from me. I just want to know and put it out there in the atmosphere. So, Chris, you said no. Quavelin, you said no. I think Katrina, you said no. But if you were married, if you guys are still on here, Phyllis as well. I think these are some of the people that stated no. Um, if you were married to the person, what's your feel or your thoughts in that space? Would you still have that same? Star says I don't know if he's still on here, but hopefully he is because he always seems to make things exciting. So he says, Star says she's going to beat your ASS, so get ready. It's on for you. So that sounds like a hard no for me, Quaylon. That sounds like a hard no. No charges. She ain't riding, she ain't dying. So what are you guys' thoughts about being married and taking the charge? Not taking the charge, but riding for your spouse. If you're married, I think you have to consider your vows. Okay, so so great that Tamika brought that up because it did kind of, I won't say change the mind, but her perspective of her view is a little different on it for Katrina. Because if you're married, yeah, that is a great point. Is considering your vows to death do us part. We would have to sit down and have a heart to heart because times means a lot. Yeah, yeah, that is really true. So a great way to really look at what the relationship looked like prior to. Were you guys just dating? A year or two? Had you been in a relationship 5, 6 years? Were you married? What does that look like for you to be able to make a decision if you're going to ride for that person? I really just think, guys, in life, we come across so many obstacles. And even on these topics and discussions, we have different viewpoints on what we would do, what we wouldn't do. And this is really good talk about being able to see that everybody move different in a different space. There's no right, there's no wrong. It is truly what you would do if this was your situation. And we just have to be realistic because love is a strong word. Love is a strong word. And how much do you truly love that person that you're willing to ride for them? Are you really truly ready to help them rebound once they get out? Because yet again, those doors are closed sometimes for a good little minute in order for you to find a real job that, and then sometimes men and women, depending on what they were doing before they went to jail, they refer back to their old ways if they can't get a job. And then it's a revolving cycle. Okay, so Cleveland says, if it's my wife, I think I'll wait because I feel like I would have had knowledge of the crime, and if I didn't stop it, then that's a great point. Then I was okay with the possible outcomes, and that's true. So depending on where you are in that relationship, if it's your wife, your husband, and that person sells drugs, that person scam, that person do whatever it is that they're doing, more than likely that person, that other spouse, kind of know. They may not know a lot of details, but they know something isn't right, or they know something about what that person is doing to a sense that it can cause them to go away. So if I didn't try to meaning I'm reaping the benefits of what that person is doing in the now, why would I not be willing to hold that person down when they go away? If we're talking about a man and a wife, it's the covenant for me. If you can't keep your word, which you have not. Hold on. Let me go back to you, Micah. All right. It's the covenant for me. If you can't keep your word, which you have not only to him, you also made the same covenant with God. That's right. So you made a covenant with God to death do us part. And you also made a covenant to that individual that you would be there for better or for worse. So great points. Y'all guys are really rocking. I appreciate y'all. Quaveling, you're going to ride with me regardless, sir. Hey, I hear you starting, Quaveling. Let's see. I got you. If you got a release date, I'm going to be sitting outside the gate with the car running. I'm telling you. So, yeah, it's crazy the things that we have to endure in life and make decisions on how we move in this space with these relationships. And um, Sean says it will have to be because it was self-defense or he was protecting us. So now Sean done went to the will thing. Now I'll just play. I was just playing. I was just joking. Um, let's see. It would have to be because it was self-defense or he was protecting us, me and the children, grands, I ride, but drop me off if he's doing life for some foolery. Yeah, I agree. We got to get out of the space where we got to make decisions on whatever that person is doing. If we have knowledge of it, do we like the benefits more than we love the person? Because if it's something that's reaping financial benefit, um, do we really not have those true conversations with that person and say, hey, you need to find you another outlet, you need to find you another way, this can potentially land you in jail, this can potentially ruin our relationship? Do you not have those real conversations to try to get that person on another path currently before this gate open for them going to jail? Now, like Sean said, if so happened that something happened, they end up killing somebody in a fight or protecting or any of that stuff. But like B was talking about rape and child abuse or something like that. Those are the type of crimes that you really have to sit back and think, or are you really truly open um, to wait on that person? And even down to if you were married. So let's talk about that. Let's flip the coin a little. So we talked about thinking about your vows in the midst of what taking the covenant and making your vow to that person and a covenant to God. So B brought about a conversation about rape and child molestation or sexual abuse to a child. I forget actually what she stated, but with her saying that if you were married and your spouse raped someone, um, molested a child, would you still uphold that covenant? Because that's a tough one, you know. So when we talk about the covenant, covenant is the covenant, but are you willing to still hold that person down even in that space? What's your thoughts? What do you guys think about that? Rape and child abuse, not waiting regardless of how long, but then you also have to consider whether you, hold on, whether you thought that person was wrongfully convicted. Yeah, I mean, because those sometimes the outcome may not be favorable, but even when you walk away from the courthouse, did the trial change your mind to the fact that it made you think the person did do it? Did it make you think the person didn't have a fair trial and they was wrongfully convicted? So do you hold the person down based on your thoughts, or do you hold the person down based on what you heard in court? B said, hell no, she ain't married or not. She said, hell no, she ain't doing it for rape or child abuse. What do the rest of you guys think out there? This is very good. I appreciate you guys. This is a very good conversation tonight. Very good. So let me just say this, guys. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. We all need to be forgiven by someone for something, even the man upstairs. So when we do things, we have to be mindful that what we do may not have been as bad to have us to be incarcerated or go to jail. But we all need a new start, a new fresh start. So we need to let's just I want to kind of twist it a little. So let's just say that person, and we only have but a couple of minutes, been behind the wall. Y'all never dated. You met this person after they've done X amount of time. Would you date that person, knowing they have this criminal past, knowing they have this history? Would you be willing, or would you prejudge? Would you judge the fact that they've been to prison for whatever they went to jail for? Because I mean, some people go to jail for just being a repeat offender, and sometimes they'll have, I think it's called three strikes, or the RICO. If you're a repeat offender, then you can still go to jail for a long time. I believe that people marry partners because they don't seek God first. God will not join anyone to mess. Um, uh, that one is kind of a tough one for me, only because I believe people can be equally yoked. I believe that they can have a good ride in the beginning. I think along the way, things may happen. I think God puts everything in our view. I think we as humans, we just ignore the signs and we shy away from having real conversations. Like that's why when B and I decided to have this show, and be mindful, guys, we ask that you tag and share to your page once you come on and join us, so that next Sunday your people that follow you will know that we're here every Sunday. But I say that to say that we see some red flags and signs that our partners may be doing some things, even if they're trying to hide it. And we won't have real, unapologetic, real discussions because sometimes we may not want to make that person mad. Sometimes, if we don't have hard evidence, we don't want to accuse that person without having all the facts. So I think we kind of shy away from having true conversations, even though in the beginning, things were good. We were married. God put us in the. I just think things happen. and things just happen, and God put everything in our view. We just have to be sure that we are willing to address it and talk to our partners about it, with hopes that they will love us more than they love what they're doing, so that they won't put our relationship at risk and let the judge break us up. um, so Phyllis says yes, because anyone can charge and depends on the charges. Anyone can change and depends on the charges. Right. Correct. Correct. Um, because people can change, even if, because my question was, are you willing to date a person after they've been to prison and then they come out in society? You've met that person, y'all meet, y'all getting close together, close enough for it to escalate into a relationship, and that person shares their background. Are you willing to even date that person, um, and be in a committed relationship that can potentially move into a marriage? And Phyllis says yes, because people can change. And I agree. People deserve a second chance. I wouldn't prejudge. I would be willing to date a person after getting out. Their past does not determine who they are. And that's right. That's real. The only exception of that would be sexual crime. Wonderful. Good, 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 good. Good discussion. Yeah. It is definitely, I would too. I would be a yes on that one, because we all, yet again, like I said, have done some things in our life and we needed a second chance and forgiveness, and for someone to be willing and open to give us a second chance. Good, I believe good people, because I think a lot of sayings are very cliche, but I do believe that good people make wrong decisions, and sometimes making wrong decisions could potentially land you in jail. But I really, truly, heartedly believe good people make mistakes, and so with that being stated, they deserve a second chance. Um, so, guys, this has been great. We are at our time. We are here every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. with Amanda Miller Talks, with 105.7 The Phase. If you haven't downloaded the app, please go to your app store, Google Play Store, and download it. We play music 24/7, um, Monday through Friday. So please, please, please follow us. When you're here on the show, please tag and share as you come aboard. Um, in closing, B says, again, depending on the charge and who you are as a person, I would date someone who was previously incarcerated. Mick is saying it's ours to seek the natural of others if you don't pray for hidden things concerning your partner. Absolutely. Great point. Yep. You got to pray for your those hidden things that they can be revealed. Your partner and you would waste a lot of time with someone you were never supposed to connect with. That's why I say God does join us to mess. We do not call the things out in spirit. I agree. You are absolutely right. Absolutely, because God has given us chance after chance to. Absolutely, Katrina. That was a great point in closing. God has given us chance after chance. And so, with that being stated, we must be open and willing to give others an opportunity and a second chance as well. Guys, thank you so, so, so much for joining me. I'm your girl, Amanda Miller Talks with 105.7 The Phase. Thank you for joining us tonight. I am so sorry my co-host wasn't able to be here with us, but you guys rocked tonight. You have been amazing. Please tell a friend to tell a friend about us. Love you guys. We appreciate it. Have a great rest of your Sunday.